Hi there, this is Linda from Let's Talk Prepping, and I was all set to do a video for you on the rising cost of inflation, how it's affecting all of us and all of our lives, but you pretty much know that. And as I was doing research, I came across this, timomalum.com. Human depopulation and enslavement were planned decades ago. And this is written today, April 12th, 2022. And he says, it may look like we're living in a world of never-ending crises brought upon ourselves due to poor decisions, laziness, unexpected diseases, and bad luck. But in truth, almost everything we're experiencing today was planned decades ago by the world's wealthiest elites to reduce the population and bring the survivors under strict control. There was this doctor called Dr. Richard Day. He was a professor of pediatrics at the Mount Sinai School of Medicine, and he died in 1989. But he was involved with the Rockefeller Foundation and was an insider in the secret realm of people who own most of the world and think it's their right to run it as they please. In 1969, now this is 2022, so in 1969, he spoke to a small gathering of pediatricians in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and told them that plans had already been made to depopulate and control humanity. What he said may have been shocking and unbelievable at the time, but today we can clearly see that Dr. Day was completely accurate. He wasn't making guesses or writing science fiction. He was merely telling some colleagues what he knew was already scheduled to happen. Now, I read this and I was just shocked, because if he said this in 1969, number one, the cure for cancer has already been found, but the cure was being withheld to help reduce the population. I believe it's probably being withheld so the big pharmaceutical companies and doctors can make money. In the future, there will be no boys and girls. Well, as you know, our new Supreme Court Justice doesn't know what a girl is. So people will be gender neutral. Children will be created in a lab, not quite there yet. Politicians are being manipulated by the elites in ways they don't understand. Change will be constant. A global dictatorship was mentioned. The United States must be weakened before the dictatorship can take full control. And we're being weakened right now before our very eyes. Cash will be eliminated. Now, this again was in 1969, and they're trying to get rid of cash now. All transactions will be electronic, so spending can be tracked, and the ability to save money will be eliminated. Once people get used to centralized electronic currency, skin implants will be introduced to replace cards. Already people are trying to implant their credit card into their skin so they don't have to pull it out of their wallet every time. Creation of the New World Order might require a nuclear war to make the statement we need business. And right now, with the Russian and Ukraine thing going on, where all we hear about is a nuclear war and what would happen. Engineered terrorism will be used to make people think the world is dangerous. And there's terrorism all the time now. Is it engineered? Many people would say yes. And it would create a demand for global government that promises safety. The elderly should be killed because they are no longer useful and are a burden to society. I guess that means me. I'm 75. Bye, everyone. I'm next on the list to go. Medical care will become so expensive people can't afford treatment and will choose suicide over suffering. Children will spend more time in school but not learn anything. I think that's happening right now. People will be denied access to books and other information sources not needed for their jobs. Violence will be more graphic to desensitize people. If you ever watch any of those TV shows now, I mean, the violence is terrible. And when they have the mass shootings and things like that, they show you what's going on. And in Ukraine, they're showing you the dead bodies and the blood. And this one is happening right now. Food shortages will be created as a means to control people. Growing your own food will be outlawed. They've already outlawed having your own chickens in one state. The weather will be manipulated to get better compliance with the New World orders. Right now, the drought that's going on, a lot of people say that's being manipulated, and some of the various storms are being manipulated. I personally don't know, but a lot of people think it is. Scientific research will be falsified. That's happening all the time now. Immigration and the mass movement of people will be used to destroy our roots and end nationalism, happening right now. Information will be controlled to control our perceptions. That's true. Facebook is not allowing people. They're censoring all kinds of people. YouTube might even censor this video. How do I know? Privately owned houses will be a thing of the past, and that's part of the Great Reset. Taxes and other means will be used to force people to give up their homes. We'll all become renters. And what is that saying now? You'll own nothing and be happy. Dissidents will be removed from society and taken to special places. There will be no martyrs. People will simply disappear. So this Dr. Day was well informed about the future. We're seeing all of this now. It's not a coincidence. It's a plan of action. We're being manipulated in ways most people can't imagine and maybe can't even accept as possible. We're living through it. So what I did then is I went and I looked up this Dr. Richard Day, and I found this website, drrichardday.com, .wordpress.com. And here he talks about everything: suppressing the cancer cures, new difficult to diagnose and untreatable diseases, euthanasia, families will diminish in importance. So he talks about everything here specifically. And then I went over here to this Dr. Lawrence Dungan, and he's the one that recorded all this. You've got some audio tapes here of the recording. He was at this meeting, and he said it took place in 1969. And Dr. Day asked the attendees not to take notes or record what he was about to tell them. He told the group that what he was about to say would make it easier for them to adapt if they knew what to expect beforehand. So Dr. Day informed the audience there was a time scale, and that much of what they wanted would be achieved through plans that were already set in motion. Dr. Dungan recalls Dr. Day saying, "We plan to enter the 21st century with a running start. Everything is in place and nobody can stop us now." When talking about these people who had the power to devise and implement such plans, Dr. Day stated they were not in public office, but were people of prominence who would be known to the public through their occupations or private positions. The tie-ins with what we know about the global elites today, primarily consisting of families involved in operating large-scale financial institutes, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, and others, European royalty, Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands, Queen Elizabeth II, and others, and extremely wealthy individuals that make up the 300 or so members. So I just thought this was really interesting, that if he really said this in 1969, and everything he said is just pretty much come to pass or going to pass when we look at it now, I just find it amazing that it was all planned decades ago, and now it's happening. What can we do? That's the question. I'm not sure. So please comment. Let me know what you think. Maybe someone out there has an idea of what we can do, how we could stop it. So comment, like the video, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.